Supreme Rising. Happy new day. Happy new and beautiful day. This is the day that we have made as a collective consciousness. So we must be glad and rejoice in it. I hope that you guys are rising in high vibration and high level of optimism. I wanted to touch bases on some things that I just wanted to bring to you guys' attention, just in a different way of looking at things, so that we could begin to see, how, what I've been talking about for the past couple of days is socially engineered. Boom, boom. What's up? What's up, Mr. Overett? Supreme Beautiful Rising. How we doing today? Yes. I'm not here particularly to talk about racism, but however, I am here to talk about how racism is socially engineered. And I think that once we begin to understand what the social engineering of racism looks like, then we'll be able to make better choices in terms of how we respond or react to the social engineering of racism. Because ultimately, to end a lot of what we are experiencing energetically, as I've been saying for the past couple of days, we have to become one, right? Yep, sure is social engineering, yes. So I'm not here to necessarily talk about like racism, but I want us to begin to understand what the stimuli look like. Okay. Yes, absolutely. That's truly clear and cut and cogent, Mr. Overett, is to just basically ignore it, right? Because it's easier said than done when we have been cultivated to respond to these events. And so therefore there are many people that are out there is saying, so what are you saying? Where are we to allow these events to take place, without doing anything about it? And in essence, unfortunately, yes. But fortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. But fortunately, yes. Okay. Because the unfortunate part of it is that we have been cultivated to believe that, the essence of those particular social engineerings leaves us in victim consciousness. We are victimized to something. But when you move it from a metaphysical perspective and understand it from a metaphysical perspective, the energy that really truly is the governing of all things that are created and expressed in this realm, to ignore it is sending a different signal to the universe to say that we no longer want to experience it. Okay. So that's where I want to give the contrast between the two. I'm not saying, and I know that this is going to be, hard to, really wrap your mind around it in that regard, because it sounds like it's so, it just sounds like it's wrong. But the only reason why it sounds like it's wrong is because we've been doing it a certain way for so long, and we have been basically groomed to move in that particular way. Okay. So therefore we're thinking that it's wrong. So the social engineering, I'm going to give you an example of something that is socially engineered. Okay. There is a reel that I saw going around, and I meant to, some stuff I'm naturally, I don't give any energy to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't give any energy to. But however, nevertheless, there's a reel that's going around where, what's the president name that's the president now? Biden. A student asked a question, a neuromelanated student asked the question and said, if I was your daughter or something like that or whatever, what would you say about the police or whatever, something like that, I'm paraphrasing like a mug, just forgive me. But the question is, what would you do? And his response was, well, first of all, if you were my daughter, you would be white. And with you being white, you wouldn't be stopped. Okay. That's social engineering. So everything now, so everybody is like pushing that narrative. They're pushing that reel and saying, I can't believe he said it. Can you believe he said it? Yes, I can believe he said it, because it's a part of the construct of social engineering to keep you at an energetic value, to express from a polarized energetic expression. Okay. These are some of the things. So when anytime there is something that is pushed through media, right? In essence of showing the illusion of separation or to propagate racism. If we begin to understand that, yes, these events are happening because we are in agreement with the expression of the energy. So as long as we give it life, we give it energy, we be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And we move in the vibration of victim consciousness. I can't believe that they're doing this. And I can't be... This energetically, take out the physical side. The energy is saying, you're saying energetically that you want to have this experience because you are giving it life, right? It is definitely, yes, Mr. Overett, to keep you dense. Absolutely. Right? Well, let me say this. This is about social. Let me explain something to you guys. This is what this live is about, is social engineering to keep you operating at a certain vibration, or to express from a certain energy of polarity. So when they social engineer you to respond, that switches your energetic essence of moving from a polarized energetic expression, something that I've been talking about, for the last a couple of days. So, these things that are coming these things that are coming into the midst of it all, we don't recognize it as social engineering, right? We don't recognize it as such, because many of us are still moving from a vibrational vortex of victim consciousness. So as soon as something come relatively close to match that energy of victim consciousness, we react, we respond with that energy. That is what maintains us from expressing from that pool, that cesspool of a polarized energetic expression. Okay, let me know, you guys, if y'all understand what I'm saying, please, because I know this is probably like, a little bit different approach in handling the racism, because basically I'm telling you to ignore all of the advances that is propagated in terms of racism. I'm saying that. I'm not saying it because of the experience itself. I'm saying that if we no longer want to experience, we cannot give it life. And all of these things that are being pushed, yes, they are real, because we have been in agreement for a very long time to have this energetic value to express from, to create these anomalies or to create these experiences. So yes, they're very real. I'm not saying that they're not real, because we have given value for the expression of that energy to create those experiences. But what I'm saying is that if we no longer want to experience it, and we want to begin to move into a vibrational vortex that is going to more sustain or substantiate the experiences that we want to experience, or just better yet, to not experience racism at all, then we cannot give in to the social orchestration of it, right? Ignoring it is definitely demonstrating your power, because now you're saying, now they paused the live. They paused the live, you guys. They paused the live. Ignoring it is definitely exercising your power. And I'm going to tell you how that's exercising your power. That's exercising your power that now you are becoming, I'm not going to even say spiritually aware, because spirituality now is now becoming more of a religion, or like a a cult or something like that. But it's showing that you are definitely becoming energetically aware. You are becoming aware that you are an energetic being expressing energy, right? And you are aware that this energy is what constitute the experiences that you are experiencing. Okay. Colors, words, sense, which is attract our subconscious mind. Yes, absolutely. That is very true. I was just looking at this reel where they had this machine. I went online to look and see how much that machine costs. It's a cymetic machine that registers terahertz and different things of that nature. And I went online to look and see how much that machine costs. And that machine costs $10,000, and it's only offered to medical practitioners, with licensed medical practitioners. So it's not, that particular machine is not even available to the public. So this is how important it is in terms of us being aware of who we are energetically, because everything that gives us that information or clarity about our awareness, or that can be suitable and beneficial for us to be able to function in high optimum, in energy, they're making it unobtainable to the mass majority. Okay, so this particular machine is $10,000. This is why a lot of musicians and different things of that nature have the ability to manifest. It's because they are in studios, and so therefore they can manipulate frequency, through the what is it called, through the equalizers and different things of that nature. They have the ability, or what are those boards called that they use to producer boards? I don't know what the name of it is, but y'all know those boards and everything that they use to produce music or produce sounds and different things of that nature. So people that are actually in music has an opportunity to be able to manipulate energies in that regard too, where they can attune themselves or fine tune their vessels energetically to put them into the vibration of wealth and different things of that nature. When you become aware of how energy, sound engineering, yes, sound engineering boards, okay, yes, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when you become aware of who you are energetically, you begin to understand the social engineering and everything that is there to stimulate you in a particular energetic vortex, right? And so most of these things that are being propagated out is either purposeful, or people are doing it in ignorance because they know not of themselves, right? Right. So that is the thing that we are now trying to bring. I'm trying to bring a sense of clarity to the best of my ability, because I realize that we have been cultivated systematically through just everyday visualization, through lineage, the way that we've learned to how we've learned to deal with certain things. We've always been moving in essence of the polarized sense of energy, especially when you give our attention to these socially engineered things that are pushed out there or propagated out there to keep us stimulated and vibrating in that polarized value of energy expression. Okay, let me know if you guys understand what it is that I am conveying here, because like I said, I know that it's not, as I say, I'm always kind of somewhat unorthodox in the manner to which I express myself. But hey, I'm out here saying it, and I'm very fluid in it. So that's just me. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. Theta, delta, alpha, beta. Okay, those are freak. Okay. Equalizers manipulate sound too, make sounds stimulate us in different ways. Absolutely, that is very correct. And we need to know that, and that's why music, we are a symphony. That's why that is so easily done through music, because the essence of us is symphonic in nature, right? Somatic, symphonics, all of that correlates with each other. And because our bodies is like 80% water or something like that, the connectional value is extremely harmonic. So that's why, if we begin to understand ourselves as energy, hello, Dr. Delightful. Soundboard, mixers, samplers, Grand Rising, Empress, Happy Sabbath. Gratitude. Thank you. Same to you. I am grateful. Thank you for being on the YouTube side. Thank you for being here. But yes, so these things, these are some of the things that we have to begin to understand within ourselves, and understand the social engineering of how they are able to tap into our essence and begin to keep us expressing from a polarized essence of energy. Okay, we are the many cells, like how you see like the atoms or the Jimmy neutrons and everything or whatever. So just imagine the way we used to see Jimmy Neutron. What's up, Sincere? How you doing? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. You can see how the music stimulated us along the years, and how the music paralleled the various agendas of the past. Even, yes, even into now with the gangster rap and everything, there was a whole agenda orchestrated in the essence of that, um, that they're now talking about now. Later on down the line, a lot of people were afraid to even speak on it when it was actually incepted, or kind of concepted, I should say, when the conception of it actually came into part. A lot of people were, afraid to talk about it, but then they saw it play right on out, and now they're, talking about it. They say they can't believe that they pulled it off. But then, as I said, at the time we were moving in such a dense, energetic expression without the knowledge of self. We didn't realize, that the reason why it was able to be pulled off, because it was symphonic in nature, right? It was frequency hertz, and the energy responds to it. And so therefore that's who we are, and we didn't see ourselves in that regard, because we were still moving from the essence of we are human beings. We bleed, it's the physical, and never seeing ourselves metaphysical or even energetic, at the level of consciousness to what we are seeing ourselves now. Okay. So that's the thing, it's just becoming aware of self. Awareness is key and essential. Where you vibrate in terms of your level of consciousness is going to bring you the clarity to that awareness. That's why they always say it's levels to it, because the clarity with the awareness is based off, the level of consciousness to which you are vibrating in. So when you begin to understand the how that, moves and stuff like that, it's what you say, Sincere? Call me nerd, because all I do is read and stay in the house. I mean, I won't call you a nerd. I won't use a derogatory word or whatever, but I think that that's actually kind of brilliant. That's a good thing. I mean, that's not a bad thing. That's the thing. Well, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just something that you desire to do. And that's the thing, when we begin to move from a polarity, these are the things that we have been conditioned in how to speak. Good, this is a good thing, this is a bad thing. No, this is you. This is who you are. This is how you're expressing. It's not neither good or bad. It's you expressing your energy to have the experiences that you are having, right? And so therefore, when we begin to think good, bad, lies and truth and different, it's only truth. That's the thing about it, is what people fail to realize. There's only truth, right? There's only truth. Even the lie is the truth. There is only truth. There is no lies. The lies exist when you are expressing from a polarity, right? A polarized essence of expression. That's where you now begin to manifest the experiences of lies. But even the lies are truth, because they are creating an experience. So there is only truth, right? I've stayed out of trouble by learning knowledge, but you are knowledge. You are knowing, right? You are knowing. And, to study knowledge is to remember. See, if we begin to look at it from that way, to say that you are the knowing, you are the knowledge, right? You are the knowing. So when you begin to, bring things unto yourself, like reading, watching videos, and all of those different things, you are just remembering. What's up, my girl, Mary? Hey, mama. How you doing? Supreme Rising. Gratitude for your presence. I am so grateful that you are here. Thank you for being here, ma. I'm missing something, Mr. Overt. What did you say prior? Because, I can't see which now we have to clarify is to not be reactive to statements like the one Divine said earlier in regards to Biden's statement about food and white women. Yes, those are socially engineered. I am amazing. I feel amazing, Miss Rives, and I love being in this space, expressing from this vibration to you guys. This is why I decided to go ahead and just get it on out of the way, because this wherever I'm at vibrationally now, it feels good. It feels, I can't explain it. So I said, let me do the shit now, because I don't want this shit to fade into black, if something come about and change my whole attitude. So let me get it on out right now. About cops in the white. Oh, okay. About cops. And yes, that is socially engineering. That is social engineering. I appreciate you, Divine, because you're like my IG mom first. Oh, look at you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Right? So the socially engineering as essence of what we respond to. I understand that this is how we have been groomed, you guys. We have been groomed by the way that they plant this information out there. We listen to it, we hear it, and different things of that nature, and then we begin to own it. We begin to take ownership of it. It becomes a part of our truth, right? And so therefore, when we begin to take ownership of it, oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh my God, and everything. So now it's triggering that aspect of expressing from a polarized energetic vortex. As long as they can keep you expressing energetically from a polarized essence of expression, right? This is what tells the universe that we give permission for racism to exist. Because as I've said on many of the videos that I've been doing for the last couple of days, the light and the darkness is married. They are one. Okay. I know this polarized version says that the dark is bad and the light is good, but it's both. And if you understand that the bad and the good is married, they're one. They're not separated from each other. If you got to understand that evil and good is husband and wife, then it's no different. It is synonymous to the understanding of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, right? The levels of consciousness you're going to call it so many different variants. You're going to call the same thing many different things based off of the level of consciousness of how you understand it. So divine feminine and divine masculine is just like the darkness and the light. Okay? It's all synonymous. But what we need to understand is that in the essence of creating balance, they are not separated. They're intertwined. They are one with each other. The divine masculine and divine feminine, we know we at that level of consciousness, that is what we know it to be, right? The darkness and the light, at that level of consciousness, that's what we know it to be. Evil and good, right? At that particular level of consciousness of how you understand it in that dynamic, that's what we know it to be, right? But understand that no matter where you know it to be in terms of the level of consciousness, just know that they're together, they're intertwined, they are married, they are one. And anything that we move from that separates the union of the divine feminine, of light and dark, of good and evil, we are moving from a polarized energetic expression of energy. Okay? This is where the polarity is always available for expression when we decide to still move from a separational fact. The divine masculine and the divine feminine, one. The darkness and the light, one. Good and evil, one. Okay? We understand these anomalies at different levels of consciousness, but to bring it in on home, to give you guys the home run, to give you the home run, right? It's one. You have to decide whether or not if you want to express from a polarized expression or if you want to express from a union. If you want to express from the union, you got to evil and good got to come back together again. Got to become one. It got to love ye one another, right? You got to understand it from that essence, because energetically, the union is what creates the balance. It's the union of the energies coming back together again, mixing, right? Coming together again. And anything that is put out there to socially orchestrate you, to navigate you, right? In the essence of, moving from a polarized version of self, right? This is where you begin to see this is where the separational factor comes into part. And this is what we create energetically. We create the polarized energy. That is why social engineering, right, is pivotal to the essence of the creation of the energy vortexes that we are expressing from. We are expressing from a polarized energy through social engineering, okay? And many other things. And I'm going to say that they are all true. All of the experiences from the energies that created it is true. So I'm not taking away the legitimacy of the experience because we are in agreement. We are creating this ball of energy. We are creating this ball of energy polarized. And we are expressing and recycling that polarized energy. And the stimuli is social engineering, such as the one that I've said about Biden saying that if you know, well, first of all, it wouldn't happen to you because if you were my daughter, you would be white and then you wouldn't be stopped by the cops. That's social engineering, you guys. And then the first thing you guys will say, "Oh, can I believe? I can't believe he said that." Yes, believe it. Because the purpose behind it ain't what you think it is. It's to create this energy for you to move from a polarized essence of expression and move into the next aspect of that, which is victim consciousness. These are dense energetic expressions. These are polarized energetic expressions. Fear is a polarized energetic expression. There is only one truth. There's no lies. All is truth. What's up, Carissa? Hey, Mama, on the YouTube side of the equation. Gratitude for your presence, Ma. Thank you for being here. Right? Okay. Right? So that's the thing. Okay. What's up, KJ? How you doing, beautiful? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. What's up, Nick? Gratitude for your presence. Oh my God, you guys are coming. Yay, Hercules, Hercules. I'm gonna do the prep, y'all, and do the, what was this? I don't know what that was. That's the prep, right? Do the prep, right? Right? Okay? So social engineering is a stimuli. Let me break it down to you guys. Social engineering is a stimuli that puts us in a vibrational vortex to create, right, a polarized energy. Polarized energy is when you are stimulated by racism. Polarized energy is when you are stimulated by anything that is separational in value. Okay? Yes, the experiences are real because we are creating the energy to create these experiences by how we understand the process of what is being stimulated out there. So how we internalize the experience is what is going to create the energy vortex to express from. Let me know if you guys understand what it is that I'm saying, because if I have to say it a different way so that the clarity can be made, so that we can begin to really internalize what we are experiencing, I will say it a different way, because I know, because see, I understand what I'm saying. As crazy as it may sound to y'all, I get it. You feel me? Because it's me. It's me who's saying it. So I damn sure understand it, overstand it. But if you guys need for me to kind of come a different way, for me to bring the clarity of what I am saying, please say something in the comments. No question is a foolish question. It's not a crazy question. It's not a dumb question. It's just us putting it out there for us to be able to understand. Okay? All right? So if you guys thus far on both platforms understand what it is that I am conveying, please drop some nines. Right. So, okay. So KJ is saying we feel piss, which manifests it. Have to stop it and ignore. Mr. Over said the same thing, KJ. Have to stop it and ignore it because they are pushing to manifest. Yes. KJ is in the house. Carissa's in the house. I know Carissa. Yeah. See, my front row students, they I already know y'all. Mr. Ulrich, yeah, all y'all just got to comment. See, you see how you just commented it, KJ, and everything for the rest of the room? Exactly. And that's the backup I need. So when you guys, can express it, Mr. Over is very good at that. KJ just did it. Carissa, all of y'all. So if y'all could get into the comments, because y'all get me. Y'all are the ones, y'all are here all the time. So y'all get me. But for those of the people that is not used to certain things, I need y'all to break it down for me. But we gotta stop saying white lady, right? We gotta stop saying white lady because she's not white. She's projecting a persona, right? So we are personified. We are we are personifications of energies being expressed, right? She was severely ignored by you. Yeah, you ignored the vibrate. See, the thing, if we begin to understand that it's an energy, that regardless of what the skin is presenting itself, the skin is presenting itself so that we can still move from an essence of polarity, because that is the vibrational vortex, energetic vortex that we are in. We're in a polarized essence of expression. So when we see skin, when we see this, we have been conditioned to see that in that way. So we identify from a polarized mind of expression. So we see white, we see black, we see, we see we see it in that way. But when we get to know it and say, oh, that low vibrational being, right? Because essence, you are acknowledging the next level of self, which is energy, right? Because the matter is the ladder, okay? The matter is the ladder, okay? So when you acknowledge the higher, the ascended aspect of you, which is energy, right? And all you see is energy. All I see is your energy. I don't see your race. I don't see your race. I don't see your gender. I see your energy. I am responding to the energy of you. Now you're taking it to the next level, because now you are going to decide whether or not if you want to allow, if you want to co-create with that vibrational energy, right? So when we begin to understand the essence of us, energy vibrationally and in frequency, right? It changes the dynamic of, our experiences. When we begin to recognize what is being socially engineered for us to conjure energy in a polarized energetic expression, because this realm cannot exist in the manner to which it has been existing unless it is facilitating from a polarized essence of energy. Yes, conditioned to look at color. I was raised, we are all equal. Yes, responding to energy and go with yes, Mary, absolutely. Exactly. Right? That is the beauty about, so when you see them pushing the news and the black man did this or the white man did that and this and that or whatever, okay, yes, the experience is real, okay, because you see it. Even if you ain't never experienced it personally, but the fact that they have presented that energetic anomaly, that, okay, we know, okay, they own the shits. There's this socially engineered stimuli with a possible real story. It's real, but it's not real until it becomes within your reality as an experience, right? So now they're pushing that first layer, okay? This happening, this is white and black. It's always white and black, and to pit us against each other. The light and the dark, right? The yin and the yang pitted against each other. All of that. Like I say, the levels of consciousness is going to be determined how you understand it. But I'm here to clear the shit right on up. If you understand it at a level of consciousness, as black and white, it's one. If you understand at a level of consciousness as good and evil is married. Black and white is married, right? Yin and yang is married. Okay? The light and the dark is married. They together. Whatever level of consciousness you understand it as, it's one. It's not separated. It's only one truth. All is true. All. See, they say it's only one truth. I'm going to tell you the play on words. They tell you that it's only one truth. No. Right? It's the truth. Everything is true. It's not just one truth. Everything is true. When they say it's only one truth, that gives you an idea to say it's something else. What's up, Alpha? How you doing, Mama? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. It's only one. I take it back. Sorry. It's only one truth. Everything is true. All things is true. Everything, even the lie, is true. Everything is true. Not just one truth. Everything is true. Everything. Everything. Even if you have seen it, heard it, thought about it within your own self, and even nobody don't know your thoughts, but you thought about it your own self, it's all true because your energy expressing, even whether it materializes or not, it's all true because you are the truth. Hold on, you guys. Okay, just a second. It look like I got a request. Hold on just a second. Okay. Okay. It is all permissible. Absolutely. Everything is true. Whether you materialize it or not, if you're thinking about it or whatever the case may be, there's energy that's going into that thought and everything. What's up? How you
What's going on?
be? I'm well. How are you? I'm doing YouTube a disservice because they can't see you or anything, but I'm sure they can hear you. So we got to be really deep in turn, how can I say, express so they can get the clarity because they can't see you. Yes.
Well, what you were talking about, which resonated with me, is everything that I've been studying and practicing like day in, day out, is that it's the union, not just the mind and the masculine and feminine sides of the brain and the hemispheres of the brain. Creativity, which is the female, intuition, higher self, all this, which they're trying to been blocking since the school system's all logic and reasoning and repetition. So it's it's all left side thinking and,
Mm-hmm.
conditioning. But what I'm getting at is, on the deeper level, is what people don't realize is that, we're obviously, a lot of people in here would know that we're electrical beings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what I'm getting at is that, the heart is magnetism, and the brain up here is electric. You know what I mean? So the whole point is what they talk about in occultism, is that you have to union with both. So one is the circulatory system, which is the heart, which is the tree of life, and one is the tree of knowledge
Mm-hmm.
up here. So if you combine both, that's like the philosopher's stone.
Mm-hmm. But right, that's why I said that. I'm glad you gave a different, another example of what union looks like. It's all intertwined. They're married. Everything is
Mm,
married. You and I, we're married. Energetically, we're married. If we want to bridge the both hemispheres, because one of the things too that just came to mind that I was listening to, it was a Pleiades video that I was listening to, and they said that there are species of the Pleiades that don't have hemispheres of the brain. They have, their brain is all is one. They don't
all
have
one,
they don't
all
have
one. Yeah.
hemisphere. You're all one, right? And that just came to mind just a few minutes ago with you actually saying what you're saying. So they don't even have the hemispheres of the hemispheres of their brain because they're already evolved where the hemispheres have moved into one accolade. So that means that they're facilitating in the one essence of energetic expression, that particular species, right? So we the thing of it is that, and I know that a lot of us are still moving from a polarized essence of expression. This is what we're constantly creating energetically, and we're giving it permission to exist by the way that we think. But also know that if we were not stimulated, we would naturally go back into the essence of our one state of being. We are constantly reminded to stay in that stimuli to express from a polarity. This is where all of this social engineering is coming into play to keep us stimulated to express energy, to express a polarized energy. Okay. That's
But
that's
they've been doing this for ages. Like you were talking about sound, and you were talking about music, and you were talking about look at what's been going on for decades since with black on black crime between the East Coast and the West Coast, and that
all
was
socially
all
engineered.
you know.
All socially
Yeah,
engineered. Yes. All socially
the way it
engineered.
was all
Yes.
set up,
Yes,
it
all
was
socially engineered.
all
Yeah,
you know.
and this is a deep thing, you guys. You listen. I'm going out here on a limb. Trust me when I tell you I'm going out here on a limb. Ain't nobody. One thing I can say about me, what I come out with, you got to be fearless. Like you really, literally got to be fearless. Like you just got to be fearless. Because to hook you guys on a phonics, remember that thing hooked on phonics? Hook you guys on a phonics that is going to place you in an ascensional value. That means that when you ascend energetically, it depreciates the vortex of expressing from a polarity.
You can't go back down
You can't.
once you've reached the soul stars where everything's aligned and you're up here. You're floating up with like your ancestors. You're tapping into stuff that isn't even here. You're feeling the all. Maybe you're seeing the all. Maybe you're hearing the all. Maybe you're knowing the all. Claircognience, when you just know you're part of that. You know the knowing. Then yeah, you're just wired into everything, but you can't. The hardest thing is that if you have these things, like you can see everything, feel everything, is hear everything or know everything, don't let it get to that ego. That's the hardest thing of it, because then you get into this. Oh my God, you think you're better than people,
That's the
or you have this.
thing. That is exactly
Yeah,
that is where I'm not, because that's one of the things that keeps you at an essence of limitation. With me, I am definitely not in my ego. I just realized the only thing that I say that I oftentimes come out of, because I'm always reminded, is that, Patrice, that shit is crazy. And I'll come out and be like, well, I'm just crazy then. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, and so therefore I'll say, I know that I'm different. I know that I'm speaking from a different essence. You guys might, because I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it on the back end. You understand what I'm saying? So to address those, I know you're going to come back on my DM and say, yeah, I already know. You understand? I know. So you ain't got to come back and tell me nothing. I already know that this is unorthodox, self-hate. I've been told that example, self-hate, because I'm a black woman. I already know that you gonna say these things. And it's not gonna stop me from saying it, no matter how much it sound crazy and everything. I've been told self-hate, you don't love yourself. You are a black woman. You are the representation of a black woman, and you're saying these things. Well, if I'm saying it, then that means there's a different exploration of energy to be expressed. You just got to pick, choose, and refuse where you want to vibrate and express that energy. I'm not here to say that you are right or you are wrong. I'm just showing you the contrast of where you are expressing from. If you want something different, there is different. You're not limited to that essence of expression, right? Although we have been moving in a limited construct, right? In terms of, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. I'm telling you, you can. I'm telling you, yes, there's more than one gender. But if you want to limit, what do you mean, Divine, there's more than one gender? We only know male and female. In this dynamic of energetic expression to what you have been cultivated and you are used to through limitation, yes, that's the truth. But when you take yourself out of the limitation and understand that you are energy, vibration, and frequency, you understand that there's infinite possibilities and multiple experiences.
that's what you just said. Infinite
Infinite
possibilities and
possibilities,
multiple.
experiences, yes. Yeah.
So I want to share with you something. So I've been journeying for years now, since 2020. Well, even before that, I've been journeying since I was very young. I was always I went to Cambodia when I was a child, so I was just tapping into some things there as well. But what I'm getting at is a close friend of mine's actually in a dark place, a very dark place, meaning he's in a mental asylum. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, I'm going to go see you, because no one's visiting him. So I just said, you know what, I'll go see you. I've been there since when I was a kid. I went through that for quite a long time, so I can understand it. But anyway, cut a long story short, I was like, just in tune with my ancestors and tapping in as I was going on the journey, and I went to this random building, and then some guy let me in. He was obviously not mentally there, but he was walking back to go back to where he was, and then another woman followed me in, and she was, I don't know, but it was I walked up these stairs, and then there was a room full of older people in their 50s, 60s, and they were in a different realm, like a completely different realm to what I was on the other side of that door, in that doorway. But I didn't cast any judgment,
Right.
and I didn't feel fear, even though it was very heavy what was in those rooms. So that was a test. But then when I visited my friend, people came up to me that weren't, with it, and one of them, it was strange because I actually knew the guy because he was my brother's friend. So it was a small world. He came up to me, he's knocked out on medications, and he goes, "I like your jacket." And he reached out to try and touch me. And then I said, energetic no. I just pushed out this no energy, and it just beamed everywhere. And the moral of the story is that when you're that light in that darkness, in that dark place, that illuminated light, you know that you're protected. You know that you're not coming from a place of judgment because you're in your heart center. You feel it all, you see it all, and you have empathy and you have compassion, and you have that inner standing that you're just there to be a healer, to hold space and to be with that person.
Well, we are a healer. We are a healer in the polarization. The reason why we're called a healer in this polarized essence of expression is because the union is separated. You understand? We are expressing from a separated essence of energy. So therefore, that's why our energy comes in to transcend the polarization for that moment, even for that moment. You understand what I'm saying? We transcend the energy of the polarization, and for that moment, we have the ability to unionize it again. To bring it to a neutralization, right? So what you did is neutralize the energy and made it remember itself as being together instead of separated in that regard. You understand what I'm saying? Like and I try to simplify it in a way so that way we could get it, so that it's really that if they made it complicated, that means that's because they don't want you to know. But if it's simplified, right? The simplified aspect of it is really that simple, right? They made something simple complicated, and then so therefore we gravitate to the more complexity of things, right? Thinking that it's more it's more robust and more deep. No, the essence of you is quite simple. When they make it complicated, that's to keep you away from yourself. The essence of you is quite simple. That's why I am the example of not use, because like I was saying the other day, I don't use books. Everything comes to me intuitively. You understand what I'm saying? Everything comes to me intuitively. I don't use books because I want to show an alternate essence that yes, books are fine. You can use that as a bridge way to get to yourself as long as you don't get stuck in it. But here's another version of expression of energy where this person has arrived to that same location or to that same vibration, and here she is saying, or he is saying, that we didn't use books, but we're still here same way, because you have options. It's infinite possibilities. It's infinite possibilities, right? That's the thing. We're not what's up, Midnight? Hey, Mama, gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So it's how can I say, back to one, you guys. I don't care what level of consciousness you are at, it's back to one. Recognize the social engineering for what it is, right? Somebody
very interesting.
I just want to read this comment. I want to read this comment really quickly because I don't want to be on here for too long, because this is a very heavy topic and I don't really want to be on here for too long. But I also want to talk about the new COVID strain, right? That's also a part of the social engineering. Remember that this realm has to tell you what it's going to do to you, and you have to give it permission for the energy or the experience to be expressed. Okay, so all of this that they're pushing out there, they're notifying you, universal law. They're letting you know that this is what we're planning on doing to y'all. Y'all on board? Y'all ready for the experience? Y'all want this experience? You have to not give it life. I don't care if they say you can't go nowhere, you can't eat, you can't do this. You are having an experience, and whatever level it gets to that might appear to be egregious in nature, okay, whatever level it gets to, you have to say, we do not want to experience this energetic anomaly. You have the power. I had my best friend tell me yesterday. Now, let me tell you what I said. I'm going to tell you what I said because I'm over the shit, right? She came to me and said, "Oh, you heard about this variant and everything?" Because I don't talk like that. Because she's my polar opposite that I was trying to get married to, but this shit ain't it ain't working, right? But nevertheless, I had said to her, I said, I said, listen, I said, she said, oh, because when that booster come, if they have to put it in my foot, I'm taking it. She's fully vaccinated, fully boosted, and this and that or whatever. I said, do what you want to do. What I'm not going to do, this is what we don't do. For those who free willy decide to do it, do not tell them, don't do it. Because it's it's the path of least resistance. Okay? So what we not going to do, because when we say, no, don't do it, that's creating polarity. See, this shit is orchestrated down to every I being dotted and every T being crossed. Okay? No resistance. Just know what you want to experience. I will no longer tell nobody not to do anything because they have a right to express their energy in the manner to which they choose to express it. Okay? Because I'm not going to build a bridge of resistance to polarize the experiences that much more. Okay? All right? Allow them. I know the love factor, the emotional value of it is going to be like, oh my God, this one, no. No.
You can't, there's a word that someone said in the comments and people were talking about it earlier, and it's ignore. Ignoring this stuff and ignoring these people, that's still energy because you're trying to block that out by ignoring
well,
them.
you're
They're
not,
still
no.
there in your presence.
The ignoring, okay, so that's the word that we use, okay? So let's because that's what we're familiar with, right? So what I'm saying is that when you hear it, right? And the spirits coming in and they're propagating it. They're constantly inundating it with you and everything like that. All right. Choose an anomaly that you do want to experience. Begin to see and envision yourself in an alternate reality. Right. What I always say, what you say a strong yes to gives a silent no to. Right. So we're going to take that same energy, but we're just going to invest it, even if the reality is not manifested yet, but we're still going to invest that energy into a relative reality that we want to experience. If you don't want to experience, you begin to think about what it is that you do want to experience. You begin to see a world where you want to invest in that energy, because then that is a world that will become manifested. Right? So you're not going to just leave the energy there just like, okay, well, where do I go? Do I go left? Do I go right? No, you're going to create that same energy. You're going to create an alternate reality in your thought process. You're going to always, every time they come and tell you about this thing, no, the world that I'm creating in my mind, that shit don't exist, right? So now you're reallocating that energy, right, to be expressed in a different reality.
Completely different form.
Right.
Completely different world. Yeah. Like, but I got taught instead of ignoring negativity and ignoring things, avoid the avoidable. Meaning, if there's the, you know what I mean, avoid things, because that way there's no exchange of energy. Avoid watching the news.
Yeah, I
Avoid
do.
that
That's
bad
that's
person.
me. That's me. Now that's 110 me. Yes,
Yeah,
I don't watch the news. I don't do
yeah,
anything. I have these alternates coming around me, bringing it because I choose to engage with them, like my best friend, my husband and everything. But I personally don't engage. Right. So that has been very, very beneficial and suitable for me because I don't have at the times I don't know what's going on in that regard negatively or what I perceive to be negative. I don't know what they just paused me. Damn. They just I can't win, you guys. You can win. That's crazy. Oh, that's why I didn't want to be on here that long. That's why I did not want to be on here that long. They just cut off the Instagram. It just went completely. It's completely gone. Look at that. Now it turns back on. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I'm not going to I may come back on here another, sometime today or whatever to do a continuum. Let me see whether or not if it's yeah, they ended the live. Okay. I'm going to yeah, they ended the live. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just end this live here, and because I want the two videos to kind of be consistent with each other, and then I'll just come back and start a new live or whatever the case may be, because that's just crazy. That's crazy, you guys. All right, so I love you guys. Have an amazing day, and I'll be back. I'll try to come back. All right, love you guys. Later.